Look around you. Observe not what people say they value, but what they chase. Observe not their speeches, but their habits. A strange age has arrived, an age that celebrates comfort more than greatness, agreement more than truth, and entertainment more than wisdom. Never before has humanity possessed so much information while understanding so little. Never before have people been so connected while feeling so alone. Never before have so many voices spoken at once, while so few dared to think for themselves. The modern world presents itself as progress. It wraps itself in bright lights, powerful machines, endless conveniences, and promises of happiness. It tells people that every difficulty can be eliminated, every discomfort can be solved, every challenge can be softened. Yet beneath this shining surface lies a silent danger. The danger is not poverty. The danger is not ignorance. The danger is not even conflict. The greatest danger is the gradual weakening of the human spirit. A society becomes sick when it teaches individuals to seek safety above strength. When comfort becomes the highest goal, courage begins to disappear. When people are taught to avoid suffering at all costs, they lose the ability to grow through struggle. Every mountain worth climbing demands effort. Every meaningful achievement demands sacrifice. Every powerful character is forged through resistance. Yet modern culture increasingly whispers a seductive message. Do not struggle. Do not endure. Do not overcome. Simply consume, obey, and remain comfortable. This message sounds harmless. In reality, it is devastating. Human beings do not become extraordinary through ease. They become extraordinary through challenge. A tree standing alone against fierce winds develops deeper roots than a tree protected from every storm. The same is true of human character. Difficulty is not merely an obstacle. It is often the very condition required for greatness. Yet many people today have come to fear difficulty as if it were an enemy. They seek immediate gratification instead of long-term achievement. They seek validation instead of self-respect. They seek popularity instead of excellence. As a result, countless individuals spend their lives running from the very experiences that could transform them. The modern individual is surrounded by distractions. Every moment of silence is filled with noise. Every opportunity for reflection is replaced by stimulation. Devices glow day and night, demanding attention. Endless streams of content flood the mind. Opinions arrive faster than thoughts can be examined. The result is a population that rarely pauses long enough to ask the most important questions. Who am I? What do I truly value? What kind of person am I becoming? These questions require solitude. They require honesty. They require the courage to stand apart from the crowd. Yet modern society often treats solitude as a problem rather than a necessity. People fear being alone with their thoughts because they have forgotten how to think independently. The crowd offers comfort. It offers belonging. It offers the reassuring feeling that one never has to stand alone. But the crowd also carries a hidden cost. It rewards conformity. It punishes originality. It encourages individuals to adopt opinions they have never examined and values they have never chosen. Many people believe they are thinking for themselves when they are merely repeating what they have heard. They mistake agreement for understanding. They mistake popularity for truth. They mistake repetition for wisdom. Truth has never depended upon numbers. An idea does not become correct because millions believe it. A falsehood, repeated endlessly, remains a falsehood. History repeatedly demonstrates that majorities can be mistaken. The most important advances in human thought often began with a single individual willing to challenge accepted beliefs. Yet modern society increasingly discourages such independence. It encourages people to seek approval before expressing convictions. It teaches them to measure their worth through external recognition. Instead of asking whether something is true, many first ask whether it will be accepted. This habit, slowly destroys intellectual courage. A civilization cannot remain strong if its people become afraid of disagreement. Progress itself depends upon individuals willing to question assumptions, challenge traditions, and explore uncomfortable truths. Without such people, society becomes stagnant. It continues moving, but only in circles. Another danger arises from the obsession with equality, understood in its most superficial form. Equality before the law is essential. Equal dignity is essential. But when society begins treating every achievement as identical, every effort as equivalent, and every aspiration as interchangeable, excellence loses its meaning. Not all ambitions are equal. Not all actions are equal. Not all contributions are equal. A civilization advances because some individuals dare to aim higher than others. They devote themselves to mastery. They sacrifice comfort for creation. They refuse mediocrity. They demand more from themselves than anyone else could demand from them. Yet modern culture often views exceptional achievement with suspicion. Rather than asking how greatness is achieved, it seeks ways to diminish it. Rather than being inspired by excellence, many become resentful of it. Instead of striving upward, they attempt to pull others downward. This resentment is among the most destructive forces in society. The person consumed by resentment no longer seeks self-improvement. Instead, he becomes obsessed with the success of others. He measures his life comparison rather than creation. His energy is devoted not to building but to criticizing, not to overcoming but to complaining. A society dominated by resentment eventually loses its capacity for greatness because it punishes the very qualities that produce greatness. Consider also the modern obsession with comfort in thought. People increasingly desire beliefs that make them feel good, rather than beliefs that challenge them. Difficult truths are rejected because they create discomfort. Pleasant illusions are embraced because they provide emotional relief. But reality does not adjust itself to human preferences. The universe is indifferent to feelings. Truth remains true, regardless of whether it is welcomed or rejected. A mature civilization teaches individuals to confront reality with courage. A declining civilization teaches individuals to escape reality whenever possible. The difference between strength and weakness often lies in this single question. Are we willing to face what is true? Many people today seek meaning through consumption. They purchase more, watch more, scroll more, accumulate more. Yet despite unprecedented abundance, dissatisfaction persists. Why? Because meaning cannot be purchased. Meaning emerges from creation, responsibility, sacrifice, and purpose. A person who dedicates himself to a meaningful goal can endure tremendous hardship. A person without purpose becomes exhausted, even by comfort. The problem is not that modern society lacks opportunities. The problem is that it often lacks direction. Human beings need something greater than pleasure. They need a reason to rise in the morning. They need a challenge worthy of their strength. They need a vision capable of transforming suffering into achievement. Without such a vision, comfort becomes emptiness disguised as success. The future of civilization will not be determined solely by technology, economics, or politics. It will be determined by character. Machines may become more powerful, but the question remains whether human beings will become stronger or weaker. Knowledge may increase, but wisdom does not automatically follow. Wealth may expand, but prosperity without purpose ultimately produces spiritual poverty. Every generation faces a choice. It can pursue comfort and decline, or it can pursue excellence and growth. It can surrender to conformity, or it can cultivate independent minds. It can fear difficulty, or it can recognize struggle as the path towards strength. The greatest threat to modern society is not an external enemy. It is the silent temptation to settle for less than our highest potential. It is the willingness to exchange greatness for convenience, courage for approval, and truth for comfort. The challenge before us is therefore not merely political or economic. It is deeply personal. Each individual must decide whether to follow the crowd or develop an independent spirit. Each individual must decide whether to seek excuses or responsibility. Each individual must decide whether to remain comfortable or become strong. Civilizations rise when individuals demand excellence from themselves. They decline when individuals demand only comfort from the world. The question is not what society will become. The question is what we will become within it. For in the end, every age creates its own chains. The wise do not merely complain about them, they break them. And those who possess the courage to think independently, to endure hardship, to reject mediocrity, and to pursue higher possibilities will always remain the true creators of the future.